When to sell your crypto? It's a question a lot of people have. From the experienced to newbies alike, there's one fear that supersedes all. And that, of course, is missing the top and then losing all of your newfound gains. We've seen it before and we will see it again. In 2017, people like podcaster Peter McCormack became millionaires. He went from $32,000 to $1.2 million in a year. Then in 2018, he lost everything. After paying taxes, he was basically broke. It's a story too familiar in crypto. Today, I'm going to teach you how not only to become rich, but also, more importantly, how to keep your millions. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Only about half of you guys that watch the channel are subscribed. All you gotta do is hit the button. Go ahead. In today's video, we're gonna be discussing when to sell your crypto and how to properly exit the crypto markets. Once you watch this video all the way until the very end, you'll become a pro that understands how timing is everything if you want to get rich and stay that way. Let's start first with why it's important to sell your crypto and have a cash out strategy. Bitcoin is based on 4-year cycles surrounding the Bitcoin halving event. This leads to the most distinct and predictable bull and bear market cycles in all of investing. Trading Shot produced an incredible chart that shows how predictable these markets are. They're so predictable that we can even come up with an exact date, September 28, 2021, for the end of the bull and the beginning of the bear. If you want to watch a full video about the golden bull ratio and how we know when the bull market will end, you can click the video above I made recently. Now, as of late, I've received some hate on that video for stating that the bull market will end at some point. And I expect this. I've said for a whole year now that when the bull market starts winding down, I refuse to remain bullish. That does you, as the Bit Squad, an extreme disservice. It's a little like being the town crier alerting danger. Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin, actually tried to warn people at pretty much the exact peak of the bull market in 2017. But people destroyed him in the replies of this tweet. Now, I'll be honest with you, I was duped myself. I believed it would go up forever, and then I hodled all the way back down to basically zero. When the bull market ends, no one will believe it. You see, the euphoria at the peak of the bull run is insurmountable. There will be many who have just gotten into the market at that point, and they will be hoping for fortunes. But they'll end up being the people all the smart money sells to on their way out. It's just how markets work, and especially how this market works. Now, there's certainly a chance that we do go into some type of Bitcoin supercycle that breaks the previous golden bull ratio. But I want people to keep this in mind. Many have believed with every single Bitcoin and market cycle that it will break. And it ain't broke yet. But it could, which we'll take into consideration with our cash out strategy. So we understand now why we need to have an exit strategy, but how do we time it correctly? Well, we'll make decisions based with the end in sight. While we have September 28th as the approximate peak of the market, can't count on that date exactly. As many people know this date, we should probably look at it like a range. September 21st through October 5th will most likely see the peak of this market. If it gets overheated too early, it could end as soon as the end of August, or it could drag out maybe to mid-October or so. But that's for Bitcoin itself. We don't have as much of a guide to time the end of the altcoin cycle other than one previous altcoin cycle to go on, which ended 1 month after the peak of Bitcoin. So that would put the peak of altcoin season somewhere near the end of October through mid-November. And I can say very confidently, this bull market will be completely over by Christmas, almost certainly before Thanksgiving. Halloween, though, is when things should be beginning to wind down. So what can you do with this information? Well, depends on your position right now. If you're already in the life-changing money zone, I would say you should start moving a very small percentage out weekly. I actually take out about 1% or so every day, even now. The gains of the bull market mean I'm actually increasing my holdings every day even though I'm taking 1% off the table in the morning. It's usually been replaced and surpassed by the evening. I'm already in the life-changing money stage. Some of you guys aren't there yet, and that's okay. We'll talk a bit later about the repercussions of moving over to cash, but I'm already pulling off small percentages. That's the point. This percentage, though, will increase over time. Daily may be a strain on your portfolio, but you should have a weekly or monthly dollar cost average strategy for exiting, just like you have a DCA strategy for investing. Pick an amount and pull it off the table on a regular basis, whatever suits you. This negates the volatility of the markets. You should look at exiting as a possibly exponential or at least an increasing pace process. I have two different strategies I use for Bitcoin and then for altcoins. I will not be exiting any of my altcoin positions until after Bitcoin hits what I would consider to be a top. And then I'll spend a month exiting one altcoin after the next, right after they go parabolic. But right now, I'm dollar cost averaging out of Bitcoin only. It's just too much money on the table for me to let it sit. So right now, like I said, I remove about 1% per day. Once summer hits in June, I'm going to increase that to 2% per day, then 3% in July, then 4% in August. And then most of my remaining Bitcoin in September by taking somewhere between 5 and 8%, depending on the day. Keep in mind though, it may not make sense to you now, but as the summer moves on, while you pull out certain percentages on a regular basis, the gains are exponential. So while moving out 5% per day in September may sound like a lot, and it wouldn't make sense because there's not that many days in the month, Bitcoin should go up over 300% total in the final 4 weeks. So even though I'm pulling out a massive amount, I'm actually still making more than I'm pulling off. So the question is, what am I doing with the remaining Bitcoin? I'm gonna keep it, plain and simple. My goal is to keep 25% of my net worth in Bitcoin and top altcoins such as Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, and others throughout the bear market. Why would I do such a thing? Well, in case of the super cycle scenario. I want to keep enough skin in the game so even if I'm wrong about the end of the cycle and Bitcoin goes parabolic for many months or even years after the estimated end of the bull market, I will be making massive gains, even though it's unlikely. But by pulling money off, I've made sure that I will be liquid for other investments, which is one of the best ways to ensure wealth over the long term, no matter what happens in crypto. There's a reason they are called hedge funds. People with the most money in the world know that they need to hedge their bets. The world is very unpredictable. Who would have thought in 1995 Blockbuster would be dead and basically a meme? Yet it happened. You have to ensure your financial future by making wise decisions. Now, another 25% of my net worth is going to be moved over to stable coins, specifically USDC, the Coinbase dollar. I won't be using USDT or Tether because we just need to get rid of it in favor of USDC. It's a better product. But these stablecoins are actually probably the very most important part of this whole video. The key to changing your life forever financially is to move significant amounts of your crypto holdings over to stablecoins in order to buy back in at lower price points in the bear market. Stablecoins, of course, cryptocurrencies that in this case are always pegged to $1. They don't go up in value, they hold their value in whatever asset they're pegged to. So let me play this out for you. You move over 4 Bitcoin at $200,000 each at the peak of the market, the stablecoins. You now have $800,000 in USDC. Let's say Bitcoin drops back down to 40K, which would align with history. Now, instead of 4 Bitcoin, you would have 20 Bitcoin if you bought back in. Now imagine Bitcoin goes up to $1 million in 2025, which also would align with history. You've turned $800K into $20 million in 4 years. And you can apply this math to basically any top altcoin as well. If you take nothing else from this video, maximizing your crypto during a bear market with stablecoins is the biggest way to change your life forever. Okay, so with 50% of my net worth still in crypto, what about the other 50%? I'm splitting that up between other investments and cash, 25% each. Now, what are these other investments? Real estate first and foremost. In addition, we'll be starting a series on stock investments this week. Friday will now be known as Stonks Day on the channel. We'll be having a special guest on a stocks video to give you guys some of the stocks that we will be investing for our next stage of the journey. For real estate though, we're already closing on 2 houses in a property this month and an additional rental property as well. Real estate is such a great investment because until we start colonizing Mars, they aren't making any more land. We'll be doing a lot of videos on our Hit Network channel about our real estate investments. Of course, gold and precious metals are also some considerations here, but for me personally, I would rather split investments between stonks and real estate but you may want to consider precious metals or other investments such as art, funds, baseball cards, collectibles, or basically anything else. So let's tackle the dirtiest problem out there, cash. Our economy is heading toward a pending financial disaster, possible hyperinflation. So why would I take a gamble with cash if I think that's a likely scenario? Well, at this point, it's a necessary evil. I run a business where I have employees who need to pay bills. And at last notice, it's pretty hard to spend crypto outside the Crypto.com card, which, by the way, also is a great way to exit positions. You can get the Crypto.com Visa debit card in order to lock profits away. You can do that by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals and clicking the Crypto.com link, where you get $25 for free by using the code BITBOY. Facts are, though, guys, we still live in a society where cash is king, though slowly it's losing its crown. While that 25% of my net worth in cash is what I would consider to be the riskiest, I still consider it to be a necessary evil. So there you have it. That's my ultimate cash out plan for crypto that I will be using unless something changes dramatically. And if it does, I'll certainly let you guys know. Drop your thoughts and comments down below on how you plan to keep your precious gains. And if you want more of these strategy videos, make sure to smash that like button so we know you like this kind of content. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.